Lewis Hamilton has his sights set on an unprecedented 8th Formula One title, but he's already identified two major roadblocks, McLaren and Red Bull. Both teams flexed their muscle during preseason testing, hinting at a tight battle ahead. But how big of a challenge does he think they are to him? Let's find out. Now, in Ferrari Red, Hamilton has made it crystal clear. His mission isn't just personal glory, it's about bringing the Scuderia back to the top. With Ferrari's last constructors' title dating back to 2008 and their last driver's crown a year before that, the seven-time champion is laser-focused on ending the team's long-running drought. Hamilton's first real taste of Ferrari's potential came during this week's three-day test at the Bahrain International Circuit. After clocking the second fastest time on Thursday, he got a closer look at the competition, particularly McLaren, which impressed with its long-run pace. Speaking to select media on Friday, Hamilton weighed in on what he's seen so far from his rivals. He said, "Obviously it's a lot hotter today, but McLaren did a great job yesterday. I think also Max Verstappen did a decent run today. It's hard to know what fuel loads everyone is running. We're all doing our own programs, so we have to take everything with a pinch of salt. McLaren being the Constructors' champions last year, we expect them to be one of the quickest, if not the quickest. As with Red Bull, who have dominated for many, many years. So for us, we're just trying to improve. I haven't done the race simulation run yet. I'm about to do it this afternoon, and it will give a bit of a better understanding of how this car behaves in a race stint. It's going to be my first race stint with the team. I've only done short runs, about 10 laps, so it'll be interesting. We've definitely got some work to do to improve." Hamilton's long-run pace on the C3 compound left something to be desired on Friday, trailing behind Mercedes, McLaren, and even his own teammate Charles Leclerc. To make matters worse, his race simulation was cut short due to a technical hiccup, but it wasn't all doom and gloom. Over the three-day test, Hamilton found his rhythm in the short runs, steadily building confidence behind the wheel of the SF-25. The raw ingredients are there. Now it's up to Ferrari to refine them into a true front-running package. Yet before Hamilton can take the fight to Red Bull, McLaren, or even his old squad at Mercedes, he faces the first and most familiar battle of all, beating his own teammate. On the other side of the Ferrari garage stands a formidable rival, Charles Leclerc. A driver deeply woven into the fabric of the Scuderia since his academy days and 2019 debut. Leclerc is no stranger to the team's ambitions. The 2024 season was one of his finest, with the Monegasque delivering a masterclass in race management en route to victories at Monaco, Monza, and the Circuit of the Americas. His raw one-lap speed needs no introduction, and even Lewis Hamilton has acknowledged him as massively talented. I mean, Charles is massively talented, and getting to see him work opposite the table and watching him in the garage it's been really, really great to, obviously he's been here for a long time. So he knows the team well, he speaks Italian, he's at home and at ease. But because we already had a friendship before, I think that's made it a lot easier to just get straight in the room and work together. And he's incredibly talented, so he's going to be so fast this year. I'm looking forward to learning what I can from him and supporting him alongside the team to deliver the best results we can get. But how long does Lewis Hamilton have to beat out everyone for an 8th title? As he gears up for his 19th season in Formula One and his first in Ferrari Red, he does so at the age of 40, a milestone he reached just last month. The seven-time world champion bid farewell to Mercedes after a dominant 12-year stint, during which he claimed 6 titles between 2014 and 2021. Now, as he sets his sights on the 2025 campaign, Hamilton isn't ignoring the chatter surrounding his move. Addressing critics who questioned Ferrari's decision to sign a driver of his age, Hamilton recently shared his thoughts in an interview with Time magazine. "The old man is a state of mind. Of course your body ages, but I'm never going to be an old man." While Hamilton's main focus is on his highly anticipated debut season with Ferrari, he's been juggling multiple projects off the track, including his involvement in the upcoming F1 movie. But for those wondering if retirement is on his mind, think again. Hamilton made it clear that he's not planning to step away anytime soon, revealing, "What I can tell you is, retirement is nowhere on my radar. I could be here until I'm 50, who knows." Red Bull team principal Christian Horner is bracing for one of the most competitive Formula One seasons in recent memory, predicting that as many as 8 different drivers could stand atop the podium in 2025. With teams converging on similar designs, the Red Bull boss believes the field is tighter than ever. However, Horner singled out one team for taking a different approach: Ferrari. Their unique concept could be a game-changer in what's shaping up to be a thrilling final year, under the current regulations before F1's major overhaul in 2026. The 2024 season already hinted at the shake-up, with McLaren, Red Bull, Ferrari and Mercedes all showing race-winning pace. That momentum sets the stage for a blockbuster 2025 campaign where Max Verstappen will be gunning for his 5th consecutive title. But after Red Bull slipped to 3rd in last year's constructors' standings, ceding the crown to McLaren, with Ferrari in 2nd, they'll need to step up to reclaim their dominance. Speaking at pre-season testing in Bahrain, Horner addressed what Red Bull must do to return to the top with their latest challenger, the RB21. "I think we've just got to improve across some of the characteristics of last year's car," he said. "And I think the team have worked very hard on that over the off-season. Let's not forget, we still won 9 races and 4 sprint races with that car last year. So we had a reasonable basis from which to develop. But the competition is very tight. And of course, in the last year of this set of regulations, you can see the conversions. I mean, the cars all look incredibly similar today, and I think it's going to be very, very competitive throughout the season, from the first race all the way through the season." Horner singled out Ferrari as a team doing its own thing, in a sea of similar cars. "I think that into this cycle of regulations, it's clear that the cars have converged, and they look very, very similar," Horner continued. "I think probably Ferrari is a standout as probably being a differentiator. But you know that's inevitable, that marginal gains are going to be there. Every surface on our car is different to last year. It just looks similar because it's a similar philosophy. And you can see other cars have converged with that. So that's what is going to make the racing so tight this year, that some cars might suit some circuits better than others, and it's all going to be about extracting the maximum amount of your platform out of your package and getting it right on the day. So I think the biggest winner out of that would be the fans and the followers of the sport. Because as Zach Brown, McLaren Racing CEO, says, you could quite easily have 8 winners this year. And some curveballs in there as well. It could really be pretty open. Despite new regulations cracking down on flexing rear wings for the 2025 Formula One season, teams are still keeping a watchful eye on potential loopholes, according to an unnamed team principal. McLaren found itself under scrutiny last year when its rear wing slot gap appeared to shift at high speed during the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. While the FIA ruled no regulations were broken, McLaren proactively made minor adjustments after discussions with the governing body. Yet despite these measures, reports from the race suggest that rear wing flexing could still be an issue on the grid. Some teams may be finding ways to flex the entire rear wing at high speed, rather than just the slot gap, raising fresh concerns. Red Bull technical director Pierre Wache has taken notice. It is still going on. I think Ferrari and McLaren are doing the mini DRS stuff still. Rear wing flexing and other technical grey areas aren't rigorously scrutinised for FIA compliance during pre-season testing. But Pierre Wache expects that to change once the real racing begins. With less than 2 weeks between us and the 2025 season opener, who do you think is starting out hot? Let's discuss in the comments section down below. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thanks for watching.